When you are the bottleneck, that's when the problems happen. So, what I want you to do is automate as much as you possibly can so that you can take time off and you don't have to feel guilty about it and you don't forget things because it happens automatically for you. Here's the deal. I have literally made millions of dollars over the last 7 years with these automated lead generation systems. They work incredibly well. They are super effective. So what I want to do in this video is show you how you can set up a system like this that will work for you 24/7 as well. It goes out and it finds prospects for you. It warms them up for you, and then it gets them to voluntarily add themselves to your database so that your CRM can follow up with them. They are happy to do it. They are glad to give you their contact information. It is like the dream system. Now, you might think that you need to be super techie, and I'm here to tell you that you don't. I did not major in business. I did not major in marketing. I did not major in IT. I majored in music, putting that degree to good use. Thanks, mom and dad. I am clearly not a millennial either. Like, I'm in my 50s. So if I can do this stuff, I promise you can do it too. You may have to learn some new skills. You can learn new things. It's totally fine. But once it's set up, it's set it and forget it. And you never have to look at it again unless it's not working. And then we're going to go in and tweak the things that are not working until it is working. And then, like, okay, thank you very much. Go off and do your job. You are a machine. You are a robot. You are a system. You will work 24 hours a day. And even better, I don't have to pay you to do that so that you can take time off. This is an amazing system. I promise that you can do it. You're just going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a CRM. And if you don't have a CRM, what on earth are you waiting for? It is 2025. You need a CRM. Okay. You need to get one. You need some sort of website. It doesn't need to be a big, full blown fancy website. It could just be a couple of landing pages, but you do need a website where you can collect people's information. You're going to need something to offer people in exchange for collecting their contact information. And I'm going to go into great detail about what that needs to be. And you need to take the time to set this all up so that it is automated, because what I've learned is the more that I automate, the more money I make. The more I can rely on the systems to do these things, the better it works, because I am no longer the bottleneck. I am not the person slowing up the process. I am not the one who forgot to respond to the new inbound lead because I was driving down the freeway at 60 miles an hour, or maybe faster. Come on, let's be honest. And then I forgot to call them back, or they sent me an email and I was out because it was Christmas and I was visiting my family that was in town for a week. And then I totally spaced off that I needed to get back to this person. When you are the bottleneck, that's when the problems happen. So what I want you to do is automate as much as you possibly can so that you can take time off and you don't have to feel guilty about it and you don't forget things because it happens automatically for you. So does that sound like a deal? Do we have a deal? Can we agree that yes, I am willing to put in a little bit of work and effort up front to put these things into place so that I can take time off later and do these things? Right? So at its core, automating your lead gen comes down to two things. We need to attract the leads and we need to nurture them. We need to follow up with them. Some of these people will be ready to do a transaction very, very soon. Others will be a little bit further out. I have had all kinds of leads over the course of my career. First, with my real estate business, where I was attracting buyers and sellers, and then with my coaching business, where I was attracting people that are looking for a coach to teach them how to do these things. Some of them are ready to go right now. Some of them are like 90 days from now. Some of them say a couple years from now. They are truly in research mode, in fact-finding mode. Okay, so what we're going to do is create a funnel. And at the top of the funnel, we are going to have traffic. Traffic is all of the people that we want to talk to, right? Then we're going to send them to a web page, and then they are going to go into our CRM. So when we talk about traffic, there's lots of different ways that we can get people to this page where they will opt in and give us their information. We can make YouTube videos. These are absolutely my favorite way. The reason why is because they are warm traffic. After they've watched your video, they've gotten to know you a little bit, they like you, they trust you, they are more willing to opt in and give you their information because you're not a total stranger off the internet. There's some sort of a rapport that we've established at this point, and they start to trust you a little bit. You can do ads, you can do social media posts, you can do blogging, you can send emails to your newsletter, you can print things in the mail and mail them to an entire geographic farm. There's no shortage of the ways that you can drive traffic to this website where they're going to fill out the form. You do whatever you want. It's definitely way better than an ad. If you run a Facebook ad and you say, go to my website and fill out this page, that is ice cold traffic. A cold lead from an ad, out of 100 people that would go to that website, you could expect 2 to 3 of those people to fill out the form. 2 to 3 out of 100 is not so good. But when I send warm traffic to my pages, they convert at 30, 40, 50, 60%. Organic traffic is free and it works better, but you don't get as many people through your funnel. So it might take longer to get 100 people to go through your funnel with organic traffic than it will to get 100 people from cold traffic to go through your funnel. It just doesn't convert as high. So you have to have more people go through the funnel. So you can do it either way. You can run paid ads to get people to go through this funnel. You'll just have to have a lot more people to go through it for the same number of leads versus organic traffic. Then they go to the form. It is a single page on a website. There are no navigation buttons. It doesn't say read my reviews and see my testimonials and read my blog and watch my YouTube videos and follow me on Instagram and like all of these different. Nope, there are no options. There is, do you want the free thing that I am offering you? Yes or no. If we say yes, you fill in the form and you give me your contact information. If you say no, you hit the back button. That's it. They can't go figure out other places to go on your website. We don't want to give them any options. Okay. So they got to fill out the form. They opt in. You have offered something that is irresistible to them. They have a problem. And your offer says, I can solve this one specific problem for you, one specific person. So if you're sending a lot of traffic to this page and nobody is filling out the form, that's a whole different issue. We can talk about that in a different video. This one, we're talking about you've made the irresistible offer. They want it. They're willing to fill out the form. So how do we get traffic to this website? Well, we've created our piece of content. Let's say that it's a YouTube video where we are talking about one specific problem, question that people have when it comes to selling or buying real estate in the area that you service. And you say, oh, by the way, I have this awesome guide. You should download it. It's totally free. It's going to answer your question. It's going to go into more detail. You're going to love it. And did I mention it's free? You should totally go get it. Here is the link down below. We are going to drive traffic to that website with the dangling carrot of, I have this free thing for you. It's pretty cool. I know you want it. And when they fill out the form, they're going to give you their contact information in exchange. So what makes them want to fill out that form? Again, it has to be irresistible. It has to be something that is a pain point for them that they want to solve. This is a problem that they have that they want to fix. It is a question they have that they want to figure out. They want to solve the riddle. And if your offer is not solving a big enough pain point, then they're not going to fill out that form, right? If your offer is, let me tell you what your house is worth, they don't need to fill out that form anymore because they can go to any number of websites and find out for free and not have somebody follow up with them immediately afterwards. If it is something that they can just Google and find 3 million blog posts that answer the question right away, then they're probably not going to fill out the form. So it needs to be something that is a specific pain point for your specific audience. It is not something that everybody in the whole world is going to want. It is going to be something that one very specific subset of people will want, and they will be willing to give you their contact information in order to solve this problem and get this question answered. So I want you to think about, who is my ideal target audience? Is it investors? Is it buyers? Is it sellers? What type of buyers? What type of sellers? It's not anybody who wants to do any type of transaction in the entire state, right? We're going to go deeper than that. We're going to drill down and try to find our one person with one problem. And then we're going to say, okay, so what does this one person with one problem need to solve right now? One thing, not everything. And this is one of the problems that I see people make is that they try to make some sort of guide that ends up being 30 pages long and it's all text, single spaced. We're not writing a thesis here. We are not doing your, final paper that you're turning in to get your PhD. This is simply a little guide that somebody can download that will give them a quick win right away. So I want you to think about who is your one person with one problem and what is one problem that you can solve. Once you've decided what that is, you're just going to go over to Canva and create this thing. I would write it all out in a Word document, a Google Doc. You can go over to ChatGPT and say, okay, this is my idea. Help me write the copy for this thing. And then we're going to go over to Canva. We're going to pick a template and we're going to copy and paste to make it look pretty. In fact, I am doing a workshop in January all about this. It's called the freebie formula. We're going to do this live in real time. We're going to create one of these together. So if that's something that you would be interested in, I'll put the link down below. And if you're watching this way in the future and that thing is already passed, I will try to link to a replay where you'd be able to watch that. But we're going to do this in real time together. And if you're not super familiar with Canva, I'm going to give you lots of tips and tricks on how to become like an expert with Canva so that you can make it look really, really good. And yes, you can have the free Canva account. You don't have to have the pro. I have the pro. I love the pro. I think it's 100% worth what they charge. If you have the free plan, that will work just fine. So we make our free piece of content, our YouTube video, where we say, by the way, I have this free thing. They think, oh, that sounds really good. They click the link, they go to your landing page. They're going to fill out the form with their name, their phone number, their email address. Your CRM is then going to deliver that thing to them immediately. Thank you so much for opting in. Here is the free thing. You can either have it pop up on the screen immediately after they fill out the form, or you can email it to them. This will all be automated so that you are not manually doing this. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. When I first set this up, I didn't know how to connect my website and my CRM together. So I figured, well, when they fill out the form, I will just manually send it to them. That became a problem very, very quickly because you're in the car driving. And especially when you're on the freeway, what are you going to do? Pull over on the shoulder and pull out your phone and try to text them this document that no, that's not how it works. They're going to fill out the form and they get it immediately. You cannot be the bottleneck anymore. Okay. It's 2025. You've got to fix this problem if it's a problem that you're having now. So you've made your irresistible offer. You can really make it however you want. I just think that Canva makes it look really pretty. It'll be very professionally designed. It looks way more impressive than it is. And you can do it yourself without having any graphic design skills, which is why I'm doing that workshop, because I want to teach you that you don't have to be, I'm no graphic designer and I can make stuff that looks really good, as a matter of fact. So I will teach you how to do all of those things. So once they go into your CRM, the system takes over. The system sends them the document that they requested. The system emails them, hey, thank you so much for opting in. Are you thinking about moving? Tell me, what's going on with you. You ask them a question, trying to get them to respond back. If they gave you the phone number, it will text them. It can call them. You can call them. You can follow up with them all 3 different ways for as long as it takes. And because they know who you are, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to you. It happens all the time. I got a call on Christmas Eve. I answered the phone and this lady said, is this Karin Carr's real estate office? And I said, well, this is Karin Carr. And she said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you answered the phone. It's Christmas Eve. I'm so sorry. I totally thought I was going to go to voicemail. We had a big, long conversation. She said the same thing that everybody says. "I've watched all your videos. I feel like I know you already. I downloaded your thing. I got your email, and I just took a chance. I would call you. I was gonna leave a voicemail. I thought you would call me back after Christmas, but we had a lot of lovely conversation. I am no longer in production, so I was able to send that out for a referral, but it happens all the time from videos that I made years ago. So you wanna automate the system because when it starts to work, and it will, you don't want to be the bottleneck anymore. So let's talk about what some of the most common problems are with the irresistible offer, the lead magnet itself. Number one is you are not talking to one person with one problem. You are trying to talk to everybody. You're trying to talk to buyers and sellers and investors. You're trying to talk to sellers who are downsizing and first time buyers who've never bought a house before. You can't do that. You need to pick one specific person with one goal. And then what is one very specific problem that you can solve for them with this guide? And then that's what the guide does. It doesn't answer every question that they have, which brings me to common problem number two is it is too long and there is not enough white space. White space is just a marketing term, meaning there are spaces between the paragraphs. There is lots of white around all of the words. Like if I'm looking at a blank piece of paper, like all of this around here and a space here and a space here, this is called white space. This is where it makes it easier to read because it's not super, super text heavy. We want them to be able to digest it in a single sitting. Don't make it too long. If you answer every problem that they have in this document, then what do they need you for? One of my coaching students made up a document and she sent it to me and asked for my opinion on it. And I said, you have literally told them everything they possibly need to know to be able to sell their house for sale by owner. What do they need you for? They are going to go out and list it FSBO because you told them everything they needed to do. We don't want to do that. We want to leave them wanting more. You could answer one thing for them and then show them all of the other things that they don't know how to do so that they see the value in hiring a professional real estate agent. We can maybe go into very high level overview, but we don't go into super, super detail because otherwise they don't need you. We want them to realize like, oh, she answered this question very, very well. But now I see what I don't know, and she's showing herself to be an authority. So I want to call this person and have a conversation with her and see if we would be right to work together. So don't answer all of their questions, just one specific question. Don't make it too long. Don't give away the farm. Make sure that it solves a big enough problem. If it's something that they just don't care that much about it, or they can just do a quick Google search and find the answer, then they're not going to want to give you their contact information to get this guide because it's just not a big enough pain point for them. And if it is like, I would like to know the answer to that question, but they can Google it and find it super easy, then they're not going to want to fill out that form. And again, you can drive traffic to these pages however you want. You can do Instagram Reels, TikToks, YouTube videos, blog posts. You can just have it on the homepage of your website. You can email everybody in your database with your weekly newsletter and make this offer. So many different ways that you can drive traffic to this page. Now, we're not going to talk all about the landing page and the CRM follow-up part because this video would just get way too long. But if you do feel like you need some help with the lead magnet itself, the PDF guide, the checklist, the thing that you're going to offer that will be irresistible. Again, I will put the link down below for that workshop that I'm doing in January 2025, or you could watch the replay. Now, if you are stumped for what are the things that I would offer, I actually have a whole bunch of guides that are for sale on my website, and I have a coupon code that I'm going to list down below for you. They are 24, it's actually 27. 24 that you pay for and 3 bonus templates that are these free guides that you can offer on your website. So you're going to figure out who is my one person with one problem. Do I want to work with more buyers? Do I want to work with more sellers? Am I trying to niche down into seniors or new construction or inbound relocation or whatever the case may be? If you want to get more seller leads and more listings, these are the ones that I would focus on. If you work predominantly with buyers, these are the ones that you could start with. We've got all of these different templates over here. If you're trying to get luxury clients, and who doesn't want some more high-end luxury clients, we have one for sellers, one for buyers. I've got a whole list of all of the different templates that we're going to give you and what is included in each one. So all you have to do is figure out, okay, who is the one person with one problem that I am trying to attract? Pick one of these templates, open it in your Canva account. Again, it can be the free Canva account. They are done. They are ready to use. All you have to do is personalize them so it has your name, your brokerage information, your contact information. On the last page, you'll put all of that contact info. You can write a short bio about this is who I am, and this is my experience, and this is the area that I serve, and this is what my specialty and my area of expertise is, all of those kinds of things. So I will link that down below as well. But I urge you to start putting these kind of systems into place because this was the key to blowing up my business, to going from being brand new in town where nobody knew me and I had no market share to building a team of 9 agents in just a couple of years because we got all of our free traffic from YouTube over to our website where they would fill out these kinds of forms. And then we just passed out the leads to all the agents on the team. And it was an amazing way to have more inbound leads coming than we could possibly handle.